the administrator of Project Read Farms. Project Read is a non-profit organization that teaches adults to read. It is located on Village Road, adjacent to Queens College. Project Read was started 17 years ago by the Rotary Club of East Nassau. Since then, we have become an independent body, and we're registered with the Registry of Records, and it's an independent body. And we're allowed to raise funds, and this is what we do. This is how we get funds funded by getting donations from the public. We have approximately 100 students. Our flagship program is called the Law Back Way to Reading, which is a phonics-based program. And that's a one-on-one, usually one tutor to one student.
My name is Louise Moss. I left school in a very early age. I couldn't read well, and I couldn't write. So I came to Project Read. MC was my teacher. And she teach me. She'd been patient to teach me. She teach me some things that I could be able to do for myself.
Recently, however, we have been given a computer lab, which was donated to us by Sunshine Insurance Company. And they installed the lab and gave us some computers. And then other computers were donated as well. We actually have a program, which again was donated. The reading program was also donated by various persons because it's rather expensive. But it's very helpful. We call it CALS, it's a computer-aided literacy solution, and it's an intervention.
I was 50 years when I came to Project Read. My children encouraged me because I told them I wanted further my education. And he said to me, "Mother, you're not too old to get your education." So I came to Project Read, and then I got my education. And for 2 years, each Saturday I would come to Project Read for 2 hours. Miss Ramsey, and she helped me to do something, being able over the 40 years. When I completed Project Read, it gave me confidence, and gave me confidence and comfort with myself that I have really grown. A certificate and a plaque was awarded to me by Project Read to remember an accomplishment. And however, one of the most memorable events was when I had an opportunity to speak to a group of people about my time and my teacher at Project Read. And I said, thank you, Mrs. Raymond. Thank you, Ms. Ramsey, and Project Read for your commitment to giving opportunities to people like me who would not have the competence and the resource of our education.
What the program does is it tests the students, test them out and find out all the areas that are their weaknesses and strengths. And then after the testing is completed, which takes a couple of hours, so it's not a one-time sit-down thing, but once they've been tested out, it designs a program specifically for that student. So the student will come and he can sit to his computer, it's interactive, and learn to read, learn his sounds and whatnot. Just like using a tutor, students are able to come in and whether with a tutor or not, they can sit and use the program. And anytime there's teacher time, meaning that there's a problem with the student, that the student isn't getting the information, then the tutor needs to intervene. There's a guarantee on this program that if a student is really diligent and works for 10 hours, not one time, but over a period of time, 10 hours, then the student will move up a grade level, which is really, really good, which means that a person can really could learn faster. If you have to apply yourself, obviously, but this is helpful. Those persons who are ready to apply themselves, they're able to go faster. So it's good for the program. It's good for us, and it's good for the student. You don't have to stay as long in the program if you don't wish to. We still have to use the books, so we do both. We use the intervention, and we use the computers, and we use the law pathway to reading.
Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. Because education is the key to success. And I could tell my grandchildren, I could read to them, and I was like telling Mrs. Wren that when I couldn't read, my children sat to the table, my husband helping them, and they asked me a question. I couldn't tell them because I didn't know. But since I came to Project Read, I know what to do, what to tell them, how to help them to write their homework. And I'll tell any parents out there, encourage your children, help them to learn. Project Read is here, and they will teach them.
PGCSE, that's the exam that we take at the end of school period. grade in grade 12. And the results from 2008, the English language results, showed that there were 44% of the persons who took the exam passed, and 56% either failed or were termed illiterate. 70% was termed illiterate. That, anyone hearing these statistics will know that that is a problem. We have 5,000 children leaving school per annum, and with 56%, which is more than half, obviously, not reading at their grade level. That obviously presents a problem which we should really be concerned about, because we have, how do we move forward in the country with these persons? How do they get jobs? What are they going to do? I mean, education is basically the most important thing right now. It's not that you have to go to college or any of those things. People need to know how to read. But everything in our lives is about reading. Even use computers, you still need to be able to read. So Project Read can help persons like that who need to read, like those persons who came out of school. Some of them did not get their exam, they didn't finish, they didn't pass. And it is assumed, and I mean, I could be wrong on this, I could be corrected on this, but most people who fail, for that number of persons to have failed the English, some of them probably were not reading properly, not reading the way they should, because why wouldn't you pass? That right there is that's very telling in my opinion. And I think too that more people probably, even though we have about 100, we usually vacillate between 100 and 120, even though we have that number, that's a small number compared to what we heard in school finished this year, that out of the 5,000 persons who left school, 3,000 were not reading at their grade level. So, in the Bahamas, I am saying that there are many persons out there who need this service, and perhaps they don't know about it. So that could be a reason why they're not coming. But I just want everyone to know that if you do come, you will get